everyone, B8 Factoring Game Girl here again. We're going to show another 10-player free-for-all. I hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and hit play here. This is on a world that I created specifically for 10-player free-for-alls. It's supposed to be dine-in only. You can see I've kind of botched that. Let me speed this up just a second. This particular world has 10 starting spots. Each have the same amount of mechs for each player, and there's approximately the same amount of mechs in between the players as well to kind of give a fair start position for everybody. And there's a good bit of distance, and some of the positions have some structures in between them. They're a little bit closer. You see here there's a crack and some water. There are no water bases in this map. I'd like for everybody to start on land to make it a little bit fair. But you can run to the water if you want to turtle a little bit and do that. So anyway, I'm going to watch most of this from my perspective, since I played it from my perspective. But I will show everything else that's going on here and there so you can see what's going on. Now, right off the bat, I'm doing my normal build, and I'm expanding, seeing who my neighbors are. You can see here I glanced and saw that Pony is up here and Purple down here. I know Pony. I've played with him many times. I think of Pony as a Jackal player. No, I think of him as a Warlord. Do you remember?
I don't remember what you said.
I believe I think of him as a Warlord player. Let me go ahead and flick it on everybody. So a Warlord player to me is somebody that in a free-for-all, when they find another opponent, that's who they're going to war with the rest of the game until they die or that player dies. I don't think that they spend a lot of time searching the rest of the map to see what else is going on or who they should attack. Warlords are definitely dangerous. They are skilled players and they know how to war very well, but they're pretty much playing 1v1 inside of this. I have to be careful with messing around with Pony because we play a lot together and he knows me. I could initiate a war with him and he may decide to war with me, and I don't want that. Let's see, did I see anything earlier there? I saw both of these players. Again, he's a Warlord. Purple here, I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler, is what I call a Jackal player. A little bit different than Warlord, a little bit the same. They do find somebody and they attack them, but it's not always one player. They will go out in all different directions with units, little packs of Jackals, and kill everything they can see. They like skinning scalps. They like taking players down, but they don't really care about winning the entire free-for-all.
And they do that early on.
They do it early on, and Jackals can be good also. They can be very good in late game. So I'm scouting here, and I see that Pony's up here. I'm going to go ahead and do a little raiding party on him. I want to slow him down some. I may be instigating a war with him, but that's fine if I do. If I don't, then at least I slow him down, and I've decided to tech early, I believe. Yes, I did. I'm teching very early. Now, I have a pretty sweet spot here. I happen to have my wife spawn behind me. Well, I say sweet spot. It's kind of bittersweet sometimes. Knowing how she plays, I know now that this little, what do you call this dog? You can see there's a little doggy here. His snout and his ear and his tail. What do you call this?
Scotty dog.
The Scotty dog. I know that she likes to run to the water, so instantly knowing that she spawned near me, I cannot have these mechs, and I cannot attack her. She could attack me if she wanted to, but I cannot attack her. That's kind of our deal. And she's got a little force coming in on her as well. I think I probably heard about that in game. So anyway, let me pull it to my perspective just for a second. Let's see what I see. So I can remember what I did. I played this game, first game of yesterday. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to go raid Pony again. I don't really know this is going on yet, I don't believe. Speed this up just a second. You have to watch all the small stuff. Yep. Never underestimate little raids like this at, 6 seconds, 6 metal per second, 7 metal per second per mech. That can add up very quickly to be quite a bit of metal to use. So never underestimate that. Let's see, I do believe I find out that they are doing battle. So we have a Jackal and a Warlord that are fighting each other. That's very good for me. So I have protection back here because I will have at least some sort of warning that something's coming through Game Girl, and these two are fighting. So I'm basically going to set up and watch, and I'm going to take the spoils of war. I'm going to take the winners out, so I will get a 2-for-1 special. I will get 2 bases and all the mexes along with that for the price of 1. That's my plan, at least. Now I do believe I saw that coming. Let me check. Yep, there it is. I saw the scout right there. Yes, I did see that he was moving in, and that was what made me decide to go ahead and go back here. Like I said earlier, I'm really, since I know they're going to be warring, I just want to weaken Pony a little bit to kind of sway it my way. I believe that this Jackal player is a little bit inferior to Pony's Warlord style, so what I want to do is even it out so that they whittle each other down. I decided, because I'm an aggressive player, I can't sit here all night, I want to do something. I decided I was going to go ahead and look down at another player and see if I could attack them. I built a radar and a teleporter down here, and I scout this player out, and look at that easy kill, at least so I thought. I thought that was going to be easy kill. When I saw the bombers and the hummingbirds, I put some thought into it and thought otherwise. Since I don't have a lot of anti-air, those bombers would shred me, and I would be in a bad situation way away from home. So if this war ended or it shifted gears and came my way, even though I'm preparing for something like that in case that happens, I'm going to go ahead and pause it for just a second here. I was preparing for it in case it happened. If I was going to go this way, if Pony came around, he would run into some mines. I don't think he could be able to see them from there. Same thing if he came this way. There's a little bit of protection. But, as I said, I decided not to go that way. I think that it was better to sit up here. And whenever I spotted this right here, we're looking at from my perspective, when I spotted this, I thought, okay, this is a great time to move in and take Pony out. I'm pretty sure this guy's weak. Even if Pony doesn't kill him, I will be able to take Pony out and then come kill him fairly easily. So I gave up on this, which I think was probably the wise decision. So let's see what happens. And I was fortunate that he did kill him. So I actually, in game, you can't see chat. I wish you could see chat inside of ChronoCam. That would be so nice. I messaged Pony to let him know that paybacks are hell. He's done this to me a million times. I have taken out a player, and he has swooped in and taken all the mexes at that particular base more than a few times for me. I don't think he was very happy about that, but it is a free-for-all. What are you going to do? So here's my 2-for-1. Hopefully nobody else is down here. I like laying these mines around my base to help me out whenever my army's away. I do believe that you have to take a lot of risks in a free-for-all game, but I think you can take calculated risks, so that's kind of nice.
And Pony's on his way down there.
Yep, Pony's down here. I'm going to move on down. I need to find his commander. I want to kill him. Pony, as a warlord, he will fight to the bitter end. He will do everything he can to kill every single one of my units. He does not care that he's not going to win the game. He wants war. That's it. And that's why I think of him as a warlord. Oh, found his commander when I was scouting there. Perfectly fine, because I've got some Geelies in here. I'll be able to take him out without losing any of my units, which is nice. He's trying to come save himself, but it's a lost cause. He is definitely gone. Sorry, you're gone. So now that has happened, let's see. I am going to secure this. I'm going to secure this. And I'm going to do some scouting and see who's down that direction, who's that direction, who's that direction. And I already know who's that direction. So I'm going to secure this little triangle here, make it my base, and I should be booming in the economy here real soon. While that's happening, since there's not a lot of action, let me go ahead and turn it on so we can see what's going on in the rest of the world. So we can see here, BA factor 226. It looks like I'm doing pretty well in the economy range already. Oh, we have I don't know, kind of a turtle player. Really not quite sure. He may be a cicada like you, Game Girl. Game Girl's a cicada. She finds a hole to hide in and just masses units on a little 17-year cycle, and then at one point just explodes and darkens out the sky with her air force. It is crazy. This player might be a cicada as well. We obviously have a turtle player here, probably like a level 2 turtle player. Let's see, who do we have up here? Blue, Victory Cola. I don't know. Let's see. He moved in on Game Girl, but he just took some X's. He may be a little bit of a strategist. That's what I'm thinking by looking at him. Though, I think if he were a strategist, and I think of a strategist as a player that's looking at everything going on to try to win the entire game, I think that he might have been better off suited taking her out and taking this base and controlling this territory. I say that because right here, he's got a tough spot guarding mexes on all sides of this lake. I guess he wanted to be in the lake, and he was going to do Navy to help him do that, so I guess that might be smart, but that's a lot of money invested in an area that cannot expand beyond that, so I think that I'm better off taking her mechs. That's what I think. Let's see, we have blue here, as I said. Nope, that is probably a little bit of a turtle player, maybe a cicada as well. Looks like he's just trying to boom up and go for a couple snipes, but he's not very skilled at it right now because he's kind of small, not expanding. And we have Corgi. Corgi is a very old rival of mine. We play a lot of games together, and we like to beat each other quite a bit. I think of Corgi as kind of a split between a warlord. I thought he was a warlord for a long time, but I think he's also a little bit of a engineer. An engineer, different than a strategist, someone that has high APM and can spit out a ton of units and does a lot of teching and economy, but is easy. No, I would say easy. Let me take that back. He's not easy. He can be fooled by a clever player because he's so busy doing his engineering that he's not paying attention to the strategy of what other people are doing. Therefore, he can be fooled into a loss when he might even be winning. So that's kind of where I think of him. I find him to be a very, very dangerous player. Very, very dangerous player. I want him dead. So that's where we're at. Let's see where I'm at in my plan. Okay, north myself up here so I'm not lost. Let's see what I'm doing. Yes, just as I suspected, my economy is booming. My 2-for-1 is working for me. I think I see Corgi. I do. I see Corgi, so I am going to be preparing. You better bet yourself that if I see Corgi, I'm preparing for war. So you can see me funneling all my units over here. Somebody just died. I think it might be important to see who that was. So let's do that.
I believe dark blue killed light blue.
Dark blue killed light blue. Let's go back. Yep. I think you're right. Yep. Certainly did. And again, Corgi, much like me, when he sees something happen like that, he is an engineer. He wants to get his resources going. He sees that, he's in movement. That is definitely the way I play it. That's definitely the way he plays it as well. So I'm still, let me rewind here. All that talking has moved some things along. I don't know where we're at. I do remember this now. I am preparing for war for Corgi. I do remember now that I was fixing to come in here, about to come in here, and Corgi had pleaded that I not attack him. He said that he was otherwise engaged. I can see that he was lying. Somewhat lying. I think maybe he was afraid of blue and didn't want me to hit him from here. But Corgi, shame. I went ahead and took him at face value, and since he's an old rival, I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I decided to move my attack to somebody else. Looking at what I see, for me right now, who looks scary is Pink. Now, I'm not worried about his army, because I know, or I think that I know, I do know now by looking at it, but I think I know that I'm probably leading the economy in this game. That's the way I feel about it right now. And with that being said, and seeing all of these satellites, I know that I can take his army out. As long as his commander's not hiding in the water, he is dead. That I know. So I'm just going to move in there against all of these defenses and just take him out real quick. That was the plan. Kind of waiting to see if Corgi decided to come up and hit me from here. I'm going to build a radar down here so I can see what's going on. So let's move in. Go ahead and show you what's happening. You can tell that I was not wrong in my prediction when I decided to do that. I was pretty confident that was going to take him out. So he is dead. Let's see where we're at right now. 454, 189, Corgi, and Victor Cola, 162, 222. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We've got a Cicada here saving up for later. A Turtle player, not really worried about yet, and 3 other players to try to take the game. Let's see what's Blue doing right now. Looks like I said he's a strategist, but I would really expect him at this point, if he was good at strategist, to have these up already and have had this economy cranking. I guess maybe he was planning on taking this down here. What do you have some comment?
Looks like he and Corgi had been going at it.
Yeah, it looks like they have been going at it a little bit. But I still would have expected him to be teched up. Let's see, is Corgi teched up? Corgi is going for Tier 2 fabricators. Air fabricators are definitely the best Tier 2 fabricators. I don't make them enough, that's for sure. And he's starting to tech up. I'm already well into my tech. I have Tier 2 everywhere. Alright, here's a blunder. Here's a B8 factor blunder, for sure. Found myself with killing pink, and yellow did not look like he was much of a threat. I figured what was going on was there was probably lots of battling going on right here. That's what I figured. So I figured him and blue were battling. I thought, let's go up and take orange out. Why not? I've made this mistake a few times. My plan, I suppose, was I know he's a turtle player. I was just going to move in and use my snipers to take out some of his defenses and try to ease into about here and snipe his commander. That was my plan. Looking at my force, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I do not have enough long-range snipers. I basically am not going to penetrate that. And if I was smart about it, I certainly would have scouted his base to see that this is the wrong direction to come. This is the direction to come if I want to do that, because this is where all his defenses are. So basically, blunder. I'm going to speed it up so you can see that I basically lose 2/3 of my units. Messing around here. Did not need to do that. That was dumb. Besides, why in the world would I even care about this player? He's a turtle player. He is of no threat to this base right here. He may be a threat to this base, but not likely. The chances of him coming down here and with an all-out attack are pretty slim, because as you can see, he's a turtle player. So that was pretty bad on my part. I should have been gearing up for war against Corgi. He definitely is the threat for me. I did not, I do know that when I finished that attack, my wife was had a few choice words to say about blue. I heard her talking about blue. I can't often hear her in game because I'm so involved in what I'm doing. Sometimes I get in trouble for that. But I do know that she was not happy with blue. So I decided that, hey, let me go take blue out. Before I do that, I'm going to be fighting over here on this side of the world. I want to go ahead and put my commander up here. If you look from my perspective, you can see, let me pause it just for a second. You can see that I am the only orbital, so I feel fairly confident that putting my commander up here is going to keep me alive. I have enough umbrellas and enough Avengers to keep him alive. And if someone sees him up there, knows where I'm at, I don't care right now. I feel like I'm probably leading the pack, and you can see here that I am. And if they decide to make orbital, they're putting money into that over something else, which is going to drain their war machine toward against what I'm going to be sending at them. So I decided to pull back my force, and we're going to head on the long journey over here to go fight blue and try to save my wife. So let's do that.
That's always a good thing to do.
Yes, saving your wife is good. You young pups will understand that when you're married. I'm going to go ahead and scout them out and see what I'm facing. Okay. You can imagine this is actually the first time I'm seeing blue in the game. I see, okay. I feel like when I'm looking at this that he's a pretty good player. I saw some stuff here and some stuff here. I'm assuming stuff's down here. So let's move our force over there. We have a lot of force to move. What I decided to do was this. And you're going to see really quickly how I turn a small raiding party into a very, very bad situation for blue. I love including an engineer in my unit cannon. I think that it is a very, very good thing to do. So let's look at it from the perspective of this. I am literally in the smack middle of his base, and I am churning out pure hell for him. That is for sure. I just heard somebody die. It looks like Game Girl decided to put the kibosh on orange. Why did I waste so many units with him? I have no idea. So here I am, attacking him. I feel like I'm crippling his economy. I think, at this point, that he is coming around to meet me. I do not see this at all coming this direction. So I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible. We'll go ahead and watch it from my perspective again, and we'll speed it up so you guys don't have to sit here and watch and listen to all of this. I make this mistake a lot. I move a ground force into a navy thinking I'm going to do some damage, and I lose a ton of units. I did see Corgi. Corgi is smart. He's moving away. He sees me in here. He sees blue in here. He does not want to lose his units in another person's fight. Now, I'm being chased. I have a real small force. I probably could have tried to go through the gate, but I decided I wanted to do as much damage as I can. It's kind of like U.S. Special Forces inside of Iraq. I have these really nice, expensive, high-geared, high-fast tech units against tons of Tech 1. All I need to do is keep my distance and move out this direction, and I will kill a lot of things without risking a whole lot of damage to this units. Meanwhile, back at my base, I'm sure I'm churning out a ton of units. And I have a nuke ready, so that's nice. And you can see that I did not see this in-game. I did not see this at all. Blue, Corgi, you crafty son of a gun. He saw this, and instead of attacking blue, switched gears really quickly and decided to hit me. That's exactly what I would have done to him. Exactly. We'll go ahead and take this out. As you can see, I have a nuke inbound. I did not see a nuke defense. There may be one over here, but I decided to take the gamble. My little special force sortie here. Oh, Air Force. That's going to do a little bit of damage. And boom. Nice. Got a little lucky on that hit. He decided to delete himself. Now, him deleting himself, let me just comment on that. Warlord, Jackal, they don't normally do that. They want to fight. They don't care to win. They just want to fight, so they don't do that. Strategist, Engineer, sometimes they'll go ahead and delete themselves just because they see that the game's lost. They probably know the future, that they're fighting uphill. Myself, I kind of think of myself as a strategist. I wish I was an engineer. I just have very slow APM. But I do like to concern myself with what's going on in the entire map. So I like to think of myself as a strategist, but probably not as good as some of the other ones out there. I, on the other hand, do not like to ever delete myself. I like to fight to the very end. I like to, those games that you have when you're a gamer, those games where it looks like you cannot win, and then you have some clutch moment and you come back and you take it. Those games don't happen often, but the only way to make them happen is to play a lot of situations when you're way behind. And if you just give up, you're not going to have many of those clutch situations. So I like to create those situations. It's very fun for me. So anyway, back to the game at hand. Blue is now gone. Okay, I don't want to play it just yet. Cicada is working on her forces. It looks like right now it is just me and Corgi for a little 1v1. So let's do that. And let's go ahead and do it from my perspective from this point on. I want to see here, I'm 753, he's 454. I didn't know that in game, but I thought I had a pretty good lead. I did get back to my base and I saw this coming in. I'm pretty happy with this force and my defenses here. I'm not all that worried about his air force. First of all, my commander is protected and I have flak around some vital areas. I probably should have had more AA over here, but I don't. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit so we can see what's going on. I'm going to north it up so you can see it, at least from my perspective, how I saw it in game. I'm going to move in and try to take this force out. Curse you, ice block. I do not like that glitch with the nuke. You can hear it in the game even though it's not. It sounds like it's launching even though it's not. Now, I did scout out Corgi while I was over here, and I saw that he didn't have nuke defense here, so I sent a nuke in. What I thought, let me pause it here for just a second. What I thought was that this was his starting position, where he started at. So I thought that his tier 2 mexes would be here, 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 and I think there's a couple more here somewhere. I thought that that was the situation. So I thought that a nuke right here would do a lot of damage on his economy. Let me go ahead and start it up. I was wrong, to a point. It didn't affect him that much in the metal, which is what I expected, but I did. He was already hurting in the energy, but I hurt him far more in the energy, so he is really suffering energy. I like that. He's blind. When someone's blind, this is what you'll see. Let's watch it from his perspective. He loses a lot of advantages in a game. Watch him pull back now. He can't see anything coming. So not having power is a tremendous deficit when you're trying to do battle. That's for sure. And he can't see anything else what's going on. He's got some units over here on attack, and they are doing some pretty good damage, but not super critical for me. Watch it from his perspective just for a minute. You'll see it looks like he's just holding out here and trying to kill units streaming in, but you're going to see very quickly that he loses a ton of this force, and I have quite a bit left at the end. That's what happens when you're blind. I will certainly win this battle, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and do the ball of death here and move in a little bit faster. I have all these ghillies here to shoot these distance from a long range. I don't want to risk losing too many of my tanks that are going to protect them. Move back to my base, turn it back around. Yeah, I should have had this done a long time ago. I think I was busy elsewhere. Yep, I know that I was putting up these... I wanted to get some shellers out, and I wanted some more factories, and I know I put these up a little while ago. I knew I needed to get my economy spending on something that was going to be able to push or take over the entire world. I probably needed a lot more air than that in a game like this, that's for sure. Now, in-game, my strategy here was going to be to push this force forward and push this force forward, and try to take out as much of his main base and find his commander if I possibly could. So let's go ahead and get Chrono back up, and we will put this on fast forward. We're watching it from my perspective. We'll zoom it in. I do have some... oh, this is definitely interesting. I brought some fabricators over here and was going to build a orbital factory. I do that because I want to quickly get out a satellite real close in a world that is this side. This world is 1,000 diameter. In a world this size, a radar to traverse all the way over here takes forever. It's much easier, much faster to bring these fabricators over and build a orbital factory and then pop out a radar. If I had a moon somewhere close, I would probably build a... This is interesting. I don't know if many people do this. I'm sure very advanced people do. But I found that if you had a moon close, you could take a satellite and bounce it to the moon and then bounce it to this location. That's actually faster than traveling over here. It's pretty interesting. So what's kind of interesting right here is that I started building this, and then I built this gate, it died, I built this gate, it died, I built this gate, and it's coming out, and I'm losing units, and it died. What's happening here is that he has some Leviathans, basically, some battleships that have a very long range. And since I don't know what he has, but let's assume he has battleships around this coast, I have a long perimeter here, might be a little bit too much, maybe about like this, where I won't be able to approach. He will slaughter units. And Corgi, of all people, knows this firsthand because I have completely annihilated his force with a set of Leviathans. When he tried to attack me on the game, he was winning and ended up losing all of his army. So that's lesson learned for him, and now it looks like he's trying to do that to me. So I've got to pull back to here and continue to bring my force around and bring this force up. I'd like to bring it up faster by building a gate, so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. And I want to go ahead and siege this base. If I have shellers back here and I have ghillies back here, I'll be able to destroy most of his base from back here and eventually we'll get out a radar and send it in as far as I can so I can see what's up here. Ultimately, I would like to nuke it. That's what I would like to do. So let's go ahead and put that plan in motion. We'll speed it up because you guys have listened to me long enough. In the heat of battle, you lose a lot of units you don't really need to be losing. Probably should have started with the radar, but I didn't. This is also kind of interesting. I want to point this out. Anchors, very nice. Sometimes an anchor, it doesn't really do a lot of damage to the units below, but it can have it is an anchor. It definitely has a pivot point. It's very, very nice to create a pivot point like that where even if it's only in the mind of the player here, you feel like somebody's encroaching on you, and that's quite tough. And it gives you an area that pushes them back so that you can gain a fire base going so that you can use it to start attacking. So let's get back in here. Speed it up. That plan. I'm scouting him. See what's going on. Found his commander. Great. Might be able to take that. I nuke. Move in with my force. Pull it back just a little bit. Oop. He's got a nuke defense. So let's move in a little bit further. You know what? I probably could have won this game if I had pushed in without that nuke. I think I slowed myself down. Let's go back and look at that and see it. This is the first time I've seen that. Could I have done that? If I had pressed it harder and not nuked, I might have caught his commander. Nope, he does have a Leviathan. So, I don't know. It's 50-50 as to whether that would happen in my book. Let's say while we're here, let's look. 621,708. He's doing far better in economy than I suspected he was doing. That's for sure. But as I said, he's an engineer. Very good player. So let's move in. Take out the nuke defense. That area I was talking about. So I'm pulling back to a safe spot. I'm going to go ahead and do what I said and get my radar going. So let's do that. Now at this point, I actually don't know that his economy's booming. I really got lost in the battle of knowing his commander's right here, and I did not pay attention to anything else that was going on. Probably should have got a tier 2 engineer. Let me stop this again. This is important. Go back just a little bit. This is always important when you get some intel as to what you're going to do, and I'd like to show it from an RTS game player's perspective. Boom. Radar, tier 2 pops out. Huge. Huge. Look at the vision that I have. This is amazing. I see some high priority targets right here by doing that. And what I would like to do at this point is I'm still in those commanders over here, and I'm going to go ahead and move this radar in so that I can see him, but I definitely want to take out this power and try to blind him so he cannot see the radar, he cannot see the units. And this is kind of interesting. I don't really know. Somebody maybe could comment on this. I'd really appreciate it. I noticed that these Leviathans were still shooting me even though he did not have radar of these units. I don't know if he could see them from some of his buildings, but do you have to have vision for these to shoot, or if they had a vision of them to start with, will they continue to bombard them with the internal AI of the unit, continue to bombard them even though they may not be able to see them? That's kind of interesting. But now that I have this vision, I'm going to continue putting that plan into motion, and ultimate goal was to nuke him. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see what he can see. So Corgi, you turn it around. Corgi sees me all around the place. Okay, this is kind of smart. I guess his back's against the wall here, and going lots of air is a very good way to get out of a bad situation. His economy was better than I thought it was at 631. I did a bad job of scouting. I didn't know he had all these tier 2 mechs. That's the beauty of air fabricators. They are far the best fabricators there are because they can go so fast and get your economy booming so quickly, whereas the ground fabricators have to travel so slow to get there. I really ought to use them far more often. I'd probably be able to do much better in my games. So he does see me everywhere. I imagine even though his economy's booming, he's probably feeling like he's holding on for dear life right now. If I were in his perspective, that's the way I would feel. He knows, because he commented in game, that my commander's in orbital. He definitely knows that, so he knows he can't do anything about that right now. So let's go ahead and start it back. Put it back on me. Let's close this up a little bit. And play. I have full vision with this Tier 2 radar. I see no nuke defense at all. All these Leviathans are preventing me from coming in, so here comes my nuke. That certainly was the killing blow, for sure. All I have to do now is move over some of these long-range units and snipe them, or use my unit cannon to throw some, what are those units called? The slammers into the water and kill them real quick. Yes. Good game, Corgi. Always fun playing with you. Corgi's a true gentleman. He's going to go ahead and face me head on. He does that a lot when he's losing. As I said, he's a true gentleman. Now it's just me and the wife. Send a nuke at her, it fails. She did not give me permission to kill her this game, so unfortunately I had to go kill myself. Sometimes she just wants to win. What can I say? She's shrugging at me now. Anyway, that's the end of this game. It's a little long-winded, I'm sorry, but a lot went on. It was kind of an exciting game. I wanted to definitely post it. I have 3 other games ready to be posted. I'm just going to look at them a little bit more. I was playing a player the other day called Posidian, Posidian. I had some words with him, not bad, just had a conversation with him about free-for-alls and how they were kind of lucky and whatnot. So having that and seeing him in that game made me want to do a little bit of research on him, so I pulled up some of my replays and searched for him, and I'd be dang if he's not in several of them, so I spent some time and watched him. He's a real good player, and I wanted to show a few of those matches. There's 3 of them that I know right now, so I'm going to post those down the road and look out for them. But anyway, thanks a lot. It's been a lot of fun. It's time to sign out.